Welcome to Impact, the show that's going to give you what you hope you want. And in this case, they mostly delivered. I'm very happy what happened here. This was a good show, but there are some questionable things we need to talk about. Let's talk about what was that for the Grand Championship? What was that? I mean, Aaron Rex, I know that it was going to be a point where he had to drop that title. He was still doing pretty good with it. He could have had a feud with Moose. He could have cheated like he did with Jesse Goddard's. And you could have gave Moose some more to do. But within the first round, within a minute and a half, knocks him out and wins the title. And then Aaron Rex goes away crying like a little baby. In a sense, actually, that's pretty good. It goes with his character, but they decided to give Moose a title now. I'm hoping they'll give us some character to go with this new title, because Moose literally has no character. He doesn't. We know he was a former Falcon. We know he worked with Mike. We know he worked with Lashley. But do we know anything about Moose? No. Nothing. And there's my problem. We have no freaking character. If he's going to get a character development, I'm perfectly fine with this. If there's character development, this was a waste of time and we should have stuck with Aaron Rex. Or at least give it to Jesse Goddard's. The Adontis Jesse. That's where I'm going from there. DCC versus the Hardys. I'm glad Matt is now back. I'm glad that people like him. And oh, Tank Top Girl. I love you, girl. Tank Top Girl for the win. You saw her early in the night. Gotta show her my face. I mean nothing. She means everything. If she saw this, I'd say, how you doing, lovely lady? You're beautiful. I love you. If she saw it and thought that I was a freaky old man, sorry. But what did we get from the tag match between DCC and the Hardys? Not much. This was a questionable win. And Kingston, this is something I gotta state. I did not know where Eddie Kingston worked. And I wanted to know. So I had to try and search for him. Since Impact's website is a piece of garbage, it's all YouTube links. You don't see the roster. You see the... Calm down. Having just YouTube and your shop does not mean people will be happy. It's stupid. It looks like the WWE website. The WWE website is a piece of junk. But at least it has more detail than TNA does. And that's dumb. I don't understand what they were thinking. But, it wasn't a bad match. But I do question about two things. One, Kingston talking. If you have James Storm in the ring with a mic in his hand and the synthesized voice talking, and then stupidly Eddie Kingston talks after that, it throws off the entire premise of having the synthesized voice. Only James Storm needs to talk. And it needs to be talked through that voice. Why did Kingston open his mouth? And then worse yet, you bring DCC in and they job. I don't get it. I don't. I honestly don't believe they should have lost here. It should have been the Hardys losing. It would give us something more to work with when it comes to Broken Matt and Brother Nero. You know why? Because now that they lost again, it would give you something new for them to try and build back up into. Look, Matt doing this special little thing about losing his memory and getting it back was entertaining. It was. But now if he gains that back but then loses a title with his brother, then they have to change the dynamic again. They don't need to stay as Broken Matt and Brother Nero. They could have done something even more dramatic. They could have done something even more strange. They could have started training as the Broken Brothers and do something more dramatic. As DCC continues to rise, they go through some type of change where they look for voodoo or something. The chicken, the Finding the 7 deities. Yes. We, Brother Nero, we have lost our titles. We need to find the 7 deities. We need to go on a pilgrimage. They could have left Charlotte, North Carolina, gone into the mountains, and then something even more profound on top of that. They could have done something so profoundly different. No. They let DCC job. And we could have had even more of an incredible thing. They could have gone to the Rocky Mountains for a short little excursion for one day of filming that could be searching the deities or the Great Spirit. Yes. Oh, wait. It is not the 7 deities. It's the Great Spirit. I believe in the Great Spirit in real life. I follow Native American tradition. They could have gone to that. They live in Charlotte. There are reservations nearby. They could have gone to Virginia. There are reservations nearby. They could have gotten a freaking shaman. Damn, that would have been something special. They could have got Tatanka. They could have got Tatanka. They could have gotten Tatanka. Or the Briscoe brothers, who are Native American, to help them. Oh my gosh, they could have done so much here. And they did. Now let's move on. The triple threat for the X Division title was a bad move. I thought that each one of them would have a segment on their own, a match on their own. But then they do a triple threat. I felt was a lost opportunity to build up Braxton Sutter, to build up Mandrews, and to give, well, think about it. People love the way he had the job here. Even though he won, DJZ won. But the way he had the job by getting his leg kicked kind of was a bit lame. It makes sense. It makes sense that Mandrews, who has been fighting for 2 years to be literally on television, there was a problem he had. TNA never put him on freaking television. They put him on X Division's Explosion. And I'm saying that purposely. X Division for Explosion. If you're not going to be showing TNA's X Division, put it on freaking Explosion, then put it onto the YouTube channel on Sundays. Or Saturday, well, do Sundays, the day after. Put it on the main page. Come on, TNA. But now, was it a good move? Yes, because now we actually have a new heel that could be done hopefully well. And we drop this Team X goal for a while and do something with Mandrews, and we do something with Braxton Sutter, and we do something with DJZ. I want to see something for the X Division. Not just give all the X Division's guys at least some time on screen where they're literally doing nothing. Snow and Shirai have a segment. I felt was very good. Shirai cannot talk that well. It's not that he probably can't understand the language. It's not that he couldn't be charismatic. In this respect, he just doesn't talk that well. And it was Al Snow who carried it. And it was perfectly done. Having Shirai as a, well, if you use Shirai in the proper position right now until he can really become a better person, make him a protege. Make him a protege of Al Snow. And now you could have a double Texas Bull Rope match. No. A Texas Bull Rope tag team match. My mistake. It will actually be something interesting. I have not seen that. So this will be a Texas Bull Rope tag team match. It actually could give us something really special. I wish they still did pay-per-views because this would actually be a good pay-per-view match. But they don't do it anymore. This is what we get. Eli Drake. Eli Drake. He can't talk. He gets a short segment with EC3, and EC3 said it clearly. I'm going for the title. If I win, you give me the word, you get a shot. Come on, give me the word. Come on. Come on, chop chop. I want to hear it. Oh, I thought so. Walks away. Oh, Eli was heated. The master of the universe was heated. And I don't blame him. And it's perfect. I hope for the next month that we actually see maybe 1 or 2 more segments of Eli Drake being pestered by people not being allowed to talk. That's what I'm hoping for, but you never know. Let's see, am I forgetting? Oh yes, Ali's segment. Ali getting her ass kicked. Ali finally putting a force behind that, that smack to Maria's face. And Laurel basically kicking her ass. This is what people have been waiting for a long time. They want to see Ali finally get away from those 3. And I am counting Sienna, sorry. I am counting Sienna. But this is what we need. Ali to disappear from TV until March or April. From this moment, she does not appear on TV. Generally, not in the ring. Let her go somewhere to train. Please, TNA. Do this properly with Ali. Now that she got her ass kicked, let her have segments with a wrestler that will do the job for her. Get someone that's in the back that is a former wrestler to start training her. And the only thing you see is her training. Then by March or April, bring her freaking back. You will hear an applause that you've not heard in a long time in the Impact Zone. Because people want to see Ali start wrestling. They want to see the cherry bomb. But if we don't get it, people are going to get angry. And if they bring her back and she doesn't just find someone the next Impact to try and train her, then this is ridiculous. Now, EC3 with Eddie Edwards. Now, I could have added that with Eli Drake, but I thought I should make it separate. Am I happy to see that? Yeah. Did it make sense? Yes. Am I interested in seeing their match next week? No. I wish they would wait a couple of weeks. Give us something more. Kind of like what happened with Drew Galloway and EC3, where they began to have a little animosity towards each other. Because before, the other guys were friends. And by the time they had to have their match, they were almost bitter enemies. And that one time they had like a beer summit. I gotta bring it in with the Barack Obama. I didn't vote for the guy, but that little beer summit line actually works here when it came to EC3 and it came to Drew Galloway. In this respect, I'm not asking for a beer summit between the two. I'm asking for friction. Why does it have to be rushed? You could have waited 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to do it. You could have waited until the end of the year, and when the new season of Impact comes up, then they have their match. That's what I felt would have been better. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. No. Jade versus Maria. Not Maria. Rosemary. I'm sorry. I think the reason I botched was because Madison Rayne was on commentary and I felt that it should have been Gail Kim. Gail Kim should have been on commentary instead of Madison Rayne. Because it would have made more sense. Madison Rayne should have never been included in this. She shouldn't have been interjected. I'm not against Madison Rayne working with Josh Matthews. They're husband and wife. They want to work together on commentary when the women come out. I understand it. But in this case, you needed the Hall of Famer on commentary. So when the match was over, if it had been Jade winning, she could have ran into the ring and congratulated her. Not congratulate her. Was this a good match? Comparing it to the match that, this is kind of a hard one. I want to say this was on par with the Mickie Jane and the Tara, but it wasn't. I have to say it was slightly less than that, but it was the best match of the night. This is Tara and Mickie Jane. This is them. They were slightly under there. I think the reason was that they used the garbage can. Even though this wasn't a trying to get out of the ring, including the pinfall and submission. This was only pinfall and submission. Excuse me. I felt that that trash can being interjected into the ring was a wrong thing to do. Because there was not like a no DQ clause counted in there. It's supposed to be pinfall or submission. There was no, from what I heard, no DQ at all. No DQ. So putting that in there and they both used it, they should have been both disqualified as far as I'm concerned. And that took away from the match. They didn't need it. Seeing Jade jump from the top of the ring, that was beautiful. And the mist made sense when it came to Rosemary. She had to use it. That's how she has to be. This is Rosemary, for goodness sake. And in the end, in your face, Gail Kim. In that respect, I understand why she was at ringside. She had to be there because Rosemary, with that tongue going, licking the title, then licking her lips, and then licking the cage, that made perfect sense. In your face. She had to be like that. Because let's be honest, if Gail is retiring, and it looks like she is, the TNA basically fucked over every knockout to let her have everything she wanted. She got the Hall of Fame and she got the title and she got the most time on screen. And doing this is kind of letting the crowd know, letting the fans know, yeah, we know we kind of fucked up. So we're kind of letting Rosemary do what she wants because you know what? You wanted it. I'm not angry at this match. I did love the match. I do believe the trash can made no freaking sense. It shouldn't have been in there, and they should have been both disqualified. It really wasn't necessary. But I do believe that this was the match of the night, and even though it wasn't on par with Mickie Jade and Tara, I do believe it was still a great match. Mickie Jade and Tara are 10 out of 10. This was an 8 out of 10, just 2 notches low. And I don't normally do ratings like this, but I had to in this respect. So I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me a comment below. I'm sorry I didn't get my reality wrestling review done. I wasn't feeling well. Like I said, I have not been myself, and particularly the weather has been killing my leg. This weather with the rain has killed my leg. It has made it so hurt so bad. My hip has been killing me. So I'm sorry. I'll try and make sure I do the next reality of wrestling. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I might do a little segment for NXT from last week. Well, this week, maybe. Before the TLC match comes out. Maybe. I don't know. Peace, guys.